Ciao tutti and welcome. I hope you've enjoyed the first episode of Italia Amplified about Italo Disco, but don't pack up the disco ball just yet, as we are not quite done with it. It was unexpected actually for the second episode to be related to Italo Disco. In fact, we had another artist lined up for this week, but we cannot pass on the chance to catch up with today's guest before his summer tour, so you can perhaps go see him play with his band if you're vacationing in Italy. I've been trying to find the best way to introduce him, and a few keywords popped up. Mountain chops, nostalgic lyrics, new disco Italiana, mountain chops, flamboyant, incredible dance moves. Yes, I know that's twice mountain chops, but there are two of them, and they make quite a statement. His personality on and off stage are like two faces of a coin. As soon as he goes live, this musical Clark Kent transforms into his sensual extroverted alter ego, Mille Punti. Mille Punti, or Edoardo Bassi as he goes by in his civil life, is a multi-instrumentalist, artist and DJ from Milan. He's been deeply involved in the music scene since his teenage years. But he started his professional artistic journey as the guitarist of the band Rivo Fever and toured Italy and Europe with them until 2017. He then went solo and explored the all different scene that is disco music. His first solo album, Retro Futuro, produced by Giacomo Carlone, is published in 2019. For this first personal project, he uses the musical aesthetics of the 70s to accompany his emotionally charged and nostalgic lyrics. The same year he plays at the Miami Festival in Milan, which is the most important festival of Italian indie music, where many emerging artists before him exploded. Among them we can mention of course Calcutta, Ticology, or even Liberato. In 2023, his second album, Super Vintage Disco Rave, produced by Bruno Belissimo, comes out. And it's exactly what it says on the tin. Pure disco machine, with very memorable tracks like Diamanti and Libano. It's also in 2023 that it releases the EP Discotega Deconstruction under Bruno Bellissimo's newly created label Polyamore. Since then, Eddie has made people dance all over Italy with his band, and last month he released his new single Matto for Polyamore and for the German label Toy Tonics for the Italomania Volume 3 playlist. Eddie is the most incredibly alive character on stage, and he gives a lot to his audience. His concerts are a collective catharsis that leave you sweaty, happy, and don't worry about going to a spin class tomorrow, your cardio sorted for a month. We are meeting today for a beer and a chat at the very lively backpackers hostel Ostello Bello Grande in Milan. And seeing him in this most normal attire and gentle personality is a huge contrast with the character he has built. And I want to find out more. So, without further ado, benvenuto, Mille Punti.
Ciao.
Ciao. How are you?
I'm fine,
Yeah.
thanks. It's quite strange to have an interview in English for me because it's the first time ever.
First time?
Yes.
Oh, well, don't worry about, obviously, the language. It's not supposed to be perfect. I'm sure you know it's...
I gotta, keep the Italian mood when I'm speaking English, just to be more Italo
absolutely.
Disco.
Yeah. Yeah, and keep the accent as well. People love the Italian accent, of course. So I'm so glad that finally we get to sit together because you've been on my list of artists to interview for quite some time. It's a little bit of a dream come true to first I had Bruno and then you. So it's like the Polyamore house.
The master and the apprentice is kind of...
I want to know, first of all, obviously, Mille Punti. So in English, you would say thousand dots Where does that come from?
Yeah, 1,000 points, or maybe.
1,000 points. Go on.
Just because it's an inside joke among my friends to call me 1,000 points. So
Can I ask why?
No, just because it's funny to hear in English, just like that.
1,000 points. So, but I read that it took you much longer to find your stage name rather than, the title of your songs and your albums.
That's true. I guess it was 1 month before the release of my first album, that was Retro Futuro, that already had a name, because I had, this concept in my mind of, mixing 70s features and futuristic ideas of music and aesthetic also. But I couldn't find the right stage name for me. And suddenly I had this, Mille Punti idea. Was just like, in Italy, we use it as a compliment when someone is doing great, and it's okay, it's Mille Punti per te. That means just like A plus for you.
Okay, yeah.
That's it. I mean, I still like it because it's so easy and straightforward. And I mean, everybody can just think about Mille Punti in its own way. But I also like its cosmic vibe. Mille Punti, the stars and
1,000
so on.
stars.
Yeah, something like that.
I like
and now also, when I think about the English translation, it sounds so similar to floating points. The points that you see when you close your eyes, and an artist that I also love. So, yeah, I'm sticking with it.
So you started with the band River Fever as a guitarist. River Fever is more alternative rock, correct?
Yes.
And how did you transition from alternative rock to disco?
Well, it was a long journey with River Fever. When we started playing together, we had 14 years old. I was 14.
Oh,
and so
baby
we were very kids, and I was fond of hardcore music and punk and all the hard stuff. So we played a kind of a blend of At the Drive-In, Queens of the Stone Age, Mudhoney, Nirvana.
so lots of covers.
No. We played our own stuff, but we were inspired by all those bands and guitar music in general. So it was a long journey, and when we split up, I was 10 years older, and we became a kind of psychedelic rock band. So our music shifted through different ambiences. So we were 4 people, so we had to match our interests and our visions of making music. And when we split up, I just thought, all right, that's the moment when I can just make the music that I love, and I don't have to I would say negotiate with other people, and just doing the things that I love, and
without any limits.
Also I had to become a frontman, because I was just the guitar player in the band, and so I had to sing, and I had to write lyrics that I would sing on stage. So I had to be 100% sincere in what I was singing and playing and so on, because a solo project is very different to a band.
Absolutely, you have to control everything. But it gives you lots of freedom, but also you have to. It's all on your shoulders.
Yeah, It's true. It's absolutely like that. I feel very lucky because in this year, since the Mille Punti project started, I met a lot of good friends and musicians. So we kind of built a new band, and I always play with the same musicians, and so there's that communitarian spirit of being a band, being on tour with your best friends, and at the same time I feel free to express myself in a very sincere way, writing and making music on my own, even though I always had conversation with other musicians and friends that I feel free to make them listen to my music and so on. Yeah. So I think that I'm very lucky to have found a good,
a good universe. You made your new universe.
A good mix,
with,
so of being a band and playing as a solo musician.
Yeah, you're an extraordinary frontman, I have to say. So I think you found your calling. So how did you create the persona of Mille Punti? The character?
Well, I think that I didn't create it, but it was something that I always had inside. Meaning that I know that people meeting me can think that I'm a chill guy and very quiet and, very easy, drinking a beer together or, hanging out. But I have a huge part of me that is very energetic and full of different feelings that explode on stage. I love disco music, house music, the joy that four on the floor music brings to the dance floor and to people attending the show. But I also need to express my melancholia and also sorrow that I bear and every kind of mixed feeling that are very strong in my personality. And I think that dancing and jumping on stage and jumping off stage and dancing within the dance floor,
crawling on the floor with the guitar,
it's something that really express myself. So I wouldn't say that there's a persona that I created, but just a huge part of me that just urged to find a way to express.
Yeah, I think the aesthetic of the 70s you chose, which is very nostalgic, and in the writing as well, obviously for people who don't know Italian, the Italian language, obviously they might not understand what you're saying, but you feel it. You feel the nostalgia, and the writing is quite sometimes a bit heavy. There was some of the songs in your first album, in Retro Futuro. I was listening to it the other day, and you can feel the sorrow. You can feel like, I don't know what kind of love story you had that finished so badly, but we can feel it. But the dancey part is really nice. It's very uplifting as well. It helps to, I can say that, exorcise those heavy feelings.
Definitely. I think that it's very typical feature of Italian music and Italian, would say, disco music. Mixing that kind of Mediterranean melancholia with up-tempo music, up-tempo rhythms. So many artists also in the past used to speak about some sorrow they have, some mixed feelings, but in a very colorful way. And it's something that I always loved listening to Italian artists in the past.
Like,
and
can you give an example of artists?
I guess Donatella Rettore, La Mette, and it's a very up-tempo song, you know, talking about suicidal tendencies. So,
wow.
I mean, it's quite extreme. But also Battisti, Lucio Dalla.
Yeah, that comes back very often. Like to all the artists I speak to, they all mention Lucio Dalla. But
to be honest,
it's a huge reference. That's what I mean.
To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Lucio Dalla, but I was much more a Lucio Battisti guy.
Okay. The other
and
Lucio.
Carella, and also, I mean, a lot of Italian artists from the past. Battiato is a huge reference for me.
Yeah.
And I love the way he used to play very sunny songs, but with, you know, that mixed feelings in the lyrics, just like Summer on a Solitary Beach, with you know, that melancholic feeling of being alone on the shore and
on the holiday. Yes.
Yeah, it's something that I'm very sticky with. And I think that my first album, I was coming from a very tough period, and also the breakup of my band was of my my band from since I was a kid.
Yeah, you grown up with them.
Yeah, it was, and my best friends were in that band, so it was very hard for me to find a new way, and so it was a very tough period, and I also had some issues. So I guess that it was the first time for me to speak the truth, and just talking about my very deep feelings in a very sincere way. So I gave it everything. I mean, and so that's why maybe Retro Futuro has some deeper lyrics than the next records. That were, I mean, more dance floor oriented. Even though, for example, Super Vintage Disco Rave was written during the pandemic, so I was home alone, and it was a tough period too. So,
so what about the look? The look, I want to know about the look. Because I can see a little bit of Prince in you, a little bit of Elvis, a little bit of Elton John. So, how did you work out what you want it to look like?
I mean, I was always, I've always been fan of the excesses of the 70s era. I loved Led Zeppelin when I was a kid, and
oh gosh, me
I
too.
mean, Elton John and all the disco stuff, just like the Studio 54, and I really love that feeling of express your love of life through your colorful outfits. So I just found some clothes that were expressing that feeling and that joy, and I loved them to follow my movements. So I had fringes on my jacket, and
and they move so well on stage.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, as in, it just amplifies the movement. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and also when you take a picture of me on stage, you can see the movement.
Yeah.
So
that's true. That's true.
I love the way that people can get the movement that I make on stage, also with with the picture that is still. So that's why, and I just found it found that jacket on marketplace. I paid €10 from a weird woman that just, I mean, she lent me a $5 because I went by car to get the jacket.
Oh, she gave you a discount.
Yeah, she gave me discount because she couldn't believe that someone would, buy that crazy green and white jacket or fake leather. So, and moreover, I was just, a male, so she was quite unexpecting me when I showed up. And that's the magic of marketplace, I guess. Yeah. And that's it. And also my bootcut trousers are from Zara or
very
H&M.
Very Elvis.
They're female, of course, as much of my...
because it's not uncomfortable.
Yeah, and also I love to wear female clothes, and a lot of the clothes that I wear are for female.
Okay.
But I don't know, they fit well, so that's okay. That's and okay. It was funny when I went to the shop and I asked to try a pair of them, and it was a weird...
They give you a weird look.
Yeah, weird look.
Is it for you?
I went in the dressing room and I was, okay, they fit well. I'll go for them.
Yeah. Could never tell those are for women. And of course, the sunglasses. Oh, yes. You're sponsored now.
Yeah, we are sponsored. The cool guy, there's a slang about occhiali veloci. That means literally is fast sunglasses. That means the sunglasses for going by bike or running. And we usually wear
aerodynamic.
Dynamic.
Yeah.
And we usually wear them at raves and so on. Not to show your eyes to,
it's part of
to your mom when you come home. And so it's a kind of a fetish, and we love them because of the party vibes that they gave. Mm-hmm. And so it was quite an inside joke within the band to, wear always the craziest occhiali veloci. And now there is a small brand that is called Velocissimi Eyewear. So
okay. Now I get it. Yeah.
They are in the same mood as we are. They like the same meme as us.
Yeah.
So doing
a bit of product placement here. Velocissima Eyewear.
So they decided to give us some sunglasses for the tour.
Yeah.
And they're crazy as fuck. So
I think
we love them.
Those sunglasses, I think I had very similar ones in the 90s when I was a teenager with the silver rims.
Yeah, the reference is absolutely the rave culture of the 90s, because it's the main reference together with the 70s stuff. I think that both in my music and in my style, I always try to blend the swag of the 70s with the
sound, the
sound and
synthetic
also
sound of the 90s.
Yes, and also the look of the 90s rave and so on. I love long sleeve shirts, occhiali veloci, and all the stuff. So I'm always trying to find the good mix of those two aesthetics.
I can't blame you. I love the 90s. I'm so glad it's going back into style as well. So how do you prepare before going on stage, before you become Mille Punti?
I think it's mostly physical. It's like warming up before a match. I used to play football when I was younger, and it's very similar to go on stage and go on a football pitch. We always have to stretch
Yes, absolutely. Warm up, stretch.
Yeah,
cool
warm
down.
up, stretching, and you have the adrenaline kicking in.
Yes.
And it's such a good feeling. I love it.
So
I love the adrenaline. Before going on stage, you had such a vibe that it's something that you can't really describe. It's very unique and it's different from the rest. And also, I remember when I used to play football before the matches, I was so high on adrenaline, and I think that they're similar feelings, and I love transforming that adrenaline into the movement that I make on stage and the show that I give to the audience.
Yeah.
And it's like a chemical thing, you have that adrenaline rush, and then you go on stage and that adrenaline becomes music and becomes dance and becomes the words that you shout at the public, at the audience, and it's cool. I definitely loved it.
Yeah, that's
transformation.
The transformation. And afterwards, how do you feel? Are you completely empty, or are you still on the rush?
I am still on the moon when we go off stage, and we love to have chats and beers and dance with the audience, and it's the best.
Yeah,
I really love the moment after the show, and I think I hate the moment between before the show, that the blank time from soundcheck to preparing for the show. Hours at the venue, you don't know how to do and so on, and I don't really like that feeling, while I love the adrenaline feeling of being just before going on stage. But it's really me, because the other guys from the band all react in different way. I think that they're much calmer than me, and they prepare to the show in a very different way.
Your energy is very contagious.
Oh,
with the public, of course, but also on stage. Like, the chemistry with your band is incredible.
Thank you.
It's so good.
I decided almost a year ago to always play with the same musician, and that means also maybe having few dates, but playing with my brothers on stage, my freri, as we are used to say.
Yeah, sorry?
My freri is like brothers.
Okay.
It's like a Italianization of frère.
Oh, right. So I thought I detected a bit of Frenchiness.
My brothers on stage, and I think that we develop a kind of unique relationship among us, and it's like playing with your best friends, and it's so special. And when we have a fun on stage, the audience have fun on the dance floor, and that's the key of playing dance music.
Yeah. I've been, I think, to 4 of your concerts so far, and every time is quite an experience. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's what you expect that's what you want from disco music. It's the fun. 3 years ago, you signed under the label Polyamore with Bruno Belissimo, and I want to know what's changed for you as an artist signing up for a label.
I released my first 2 albums on a different label. That was Vetrodischi. It was a much more indie-oriented label. So I guess that it's very different to work with a dance-oriented label. There are very different rules. So Bruno is such a nice guy, and I mean, he's the master of Italo Disco, of Nu Italo Disco.
Yeah.
So it was honor for me to release records under his label. So when he called me, I was like, okay, I'm going in the right way.
For sure.
So,
but what do you, for instance, you still manage like to find your dates, your concert dates? Do you work the logistics of it all? But so that hasn't changed. That's still under your own responsibility, your own control. But in the studio, how do you create the magic with Bruno and his team?
Yes, I mean, I always bear DIY philosophy that I developed since I was a kid in playing hardcore punk music, and I still have it. And I, book concerts, write my own music, produce it, sing it, play it, and organizing all the logistics. But when you release on Polyamore, you always have this very interesting exchange of views with Bruno and Beppe Fimiani,
yeah,
who is the co-manager of the label.
Yeah.
So we always had. We always chatted about our tracks and how could they fit better on the dance floor.
How do you find that your evolution then in the past 3 years?
I found it very linear in a way that maybe people can't get easily, just because I really know where I want my music to go.
Yeah.
And, little by little, I think I'm doing it, finding my own way to making electronic music and dance music, blending genres from, 70s disco, a little bit of 80s Italo disco, even though I'm not a huge fan of that sound, and 90s dance music. So I feel that working with people that are really pros of dance music and making people dance is the best way for me to get into that track.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy of the work that I'm doing with my colleagues, friends, bandmates.
Your vision comes true.
Oh, thank you.
No, I mean it's a question. Your vision is coming true.
Okay. I guess so, little by little, because I'm quite a perfectionist with my work, my own work. So I always tend to move forward from what I'm doing, and as soon as I finish a record, I'm always thinking of what I'll do next.
So what's next?
New music, of course.
There's
a new album, I would say, that I'm working on.
Can you tell us a little bit more about this new album?
It's taking shape in this month, so maybe later.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Exciting. So what's the plan for the rest of the year? So you're touring all over Italy with the band this summer?
Yes, and we are playing, from north to south this summer till early October. And then I would like to stop a little bit to focus on my new music and new release. and I hope we will come back playing also outside Italy, because we played in Paris on February, and it was a Polyamore night. That's a very plus of being under
Polyamore. You get to travel a bit.
Yeah, and playing Polyamore nights is always funny, because you always are with with your friends and label mates, and very cool situation. And Paris was 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How was it received? I imagine it was lots of Italian people at that night, or was it lots of French as well?
I mean, we discovered that Italian music is a thing in France. And there were a lot of French people dancing to our music, even though they couldn't get the words. So that was, the best accomplishment that we could ask for. Yeah. And of course, there were a lot of Erasmus or Italian workers, Italian immigrants, and that's our DNA. So we're proud of it. But we were, very happy to see our music perform well with foreigners. So we really are looking forward to playing abroad again.
That gives you hope, yeah. That gives you a hope to export the music.
Yeah, and we hope to have another maybe Polyamore night. I don't know, London, Berlin, and so on. I've just released a new track on Teutonics Polyamore. Mm-hmm. I think that is the greatest Italo disco label in the world, and Teutonics. They're from Berlin. Mm-hmm. So
yes, they are.
It's really funny, because Italo disco isn't really a thing in Italy. Why it is in Germany, in the Netherlands, in France. So I would really love to discover those countries with my music.
Germany in the 80s, the early 80s, it was the disco capital of Europe. So
yeah, it is.
Going back to its roots, I guess.
There were also a lot of bands, fake Italo bands, and they were German, but they recorded records as they were Italian.
Like Doveliana? Doveliana are French, but
Doveliana sing in Italian, while a lot of Italo disco musicians, also Italian ones, used to sing in English. So it was easier for German people to mock Italo disco. Oh. So they used to record Italo disco record, even though they were from Hamburg or I don't know. So that's why there is a long tradition of Italo disco in Germany and in the Netherlands. So I would love to, to go there and see what happens.
I'm so glad that it was well received. I mean, I know it was sold out the night you're talking about in Paris.
Yeah, the venue is very difficult to pronounce.
La Marbrerie.
Marbrerie.
Yeah, no, it's very
You had 3 R in a row. So.
Sorry.
And I prepare my, kind of short speech in French with ChatGPT. I know that French people don't love to speak in English, and they can't understand Italian. So I had this, little speech, but I forgot everything. But it was very useful there.
I bet, I bet they really loved it. Let's move on to a little subject I like to touch base. So we segueing from French and your experience abroad to why Italian music is not well known abroad. Why is it not well loved?
I think because Italian music is made mainly for Italian people, and we are such a tiny country in Europe, so 99% of Italian artists just think about Italian audience. So that's why if you see, Spotify data and so on, you'll see that Italian people just listen to Italian music, apart from Taylor Swift and something. I guess that's a pity because it's kind of a fashion, while I think that in the history of Italian music we had good examples of artists thinking outside the box, making a very Italian style music, but as an avant-garde. So thinking about Battiato or Battisti, they were trailblazers, and a lot of people from other countries were interested in what they were doing. While I think that nowadays a lot of artists just think about, making big streams, big numbers, but within the Italian borders, and I think that's quite limiting. But if I'm thinking of very interesting Italian artists, just like, I don't know, Daniela Pes, for example, she's a young artist and she makes electronic music. She's from Sardinia and she sings in a weird language that she invented. And she played for KEXP, for example, in the US, and she tours a lot abroad. And I think that it's because she makes music for music's sake and just for fulfilling
herself,
a kind of a vision she has.
Yeah.
So that's why a guy from Portland or from Lisbon or from Oslo might be interested in what she's doing. That's why when you make music just for streams, you're not interesting for a person that has access to an infinite catalog of music.
Absolutely.
And a lot of artists from all over the world.
You'd be one name among others.
Yeah. That's it.
Nothing original.
And I think that we are very lucky to are from a country that has a very, very long history in music and culture and so on. So I think that we have a lot of inputs as Italian musician, but often we are not interested in getting them and making new music out of them. If
you had to recommend some Italian artists for first-time non-Italian listeners,
I love Le Feste Antonacci and Il Mago del Gelato.
Oh yeah, I love them.
Bruno Bellissimo would be weird to suggest, but
no. Let's say Bruno Bellissimo.
He's the king. And Le Feste Antonacci are plays kind of a disco-ish sound, but with a little bit of ironic and funny nuance.
Yeah.
While Mago del Gelato plays a mixture of Afrobeat and Italo Disco and library music, and they're such incredible artists and such incredible musicians. So they're
this
so
year
cool.
Is their year, isn't it?
They're very
exploding
cool.
Everywhere in Italy.
Yeah. Their live are amazing. I also love Marco Castello, which is very popular in Italy by now.
Yeah,
and
it's also his year.
Yeah, and I think it's a great example of what we are talking about before, because his music is so personal, with words from Sicilian dialect, and that very typical Sicilian laid back vibe that is very appreciated abroad, but in a very true way. I mean, he's not like Dolce Gabbana
kind of
advertising,
Sicilian,
you know. It's very rooted in his territory. So
and his tone, what I like about Marco Castello, we were talking about nostalgia. His music is extremely nostalgic.
Oh, really?
In the tone, I don't know about the lyrics, but the voice, the general
that's
tone.
interesting because I've never thought of Marco Castello's music being nostalgic, but I think that it's what we were saying before, that us Italian have a slightly nostalgic feeling in
it's part of the DNA.
Yeah, in writing melodies. So that's why even when we are playing up-tempo songs, we always put the melancholic feeling in what we are singing. Yeah. And that's very typical of my music, for example, and in Marco Castello's, as you're saying. And I always love Delicatoni. They're very funky, and they blend electronic music, jazz, and disco in a very cool way, a very delicate way. Yeah. So they're up-tempo and dance, but with a chill way. And they're such great guys. We play together in different festivals, and it's always fun to meet them. They're very cool.
So to finish up, where can we find you?
I would say Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify, Bandcamp, and all the streaming platforms.
Yeah, I think
I would prefer Bandcamp. You have more direct relationship between listeners and musician, because the revenues of the platforms are much less than Spotify and the others. And I think that the best way to meet us and really get my music is to come to the concerts. I think that's the situation where the real Mille Punti vibe comes off.
Absolutely. I can't agree more. So this is the end of this interview already. Thank you. I'm so grateful that we managed to finally find each other.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
So we'll definitely see you at some point during the summer or during the autumn. Thank you so much, Mille Punti, Eddie.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Ciao.
Ciao.
This is the end of this episode of Italia Amplified. I hope you have now, like me, converted to the Church of Nu Italo Disco. I'd like to thank, of course, our guest, Mille Punti, for his kindness and for sharing his story for the first time in English. Grazie del cuore to Mille Punti, Bruno Belissimo, Polyamore, for letting us share the songs Piccola, Velocità e Ritmo Violento on the episode. Grazie mille to Ostello, Bello, Grande in Milan for hosting us today. Being among the young backpackers community surely made me want to go traveling again. Until the next episode, ciao ciao.